February 24th, 1884. While we sojourned in Woods End, we heard stories about a local legend. The locals believed a demon existed somewhere upon the craggy slopes of Tarrach's Peak. This folktale was consistent with the local Indian legends that told a similar story. Last night, a local boy ran into town shouting that the local Doc Adams, had gone mad and run off into the mountains. The boy bellowed, "He's making a deal. He's gonna sell out the town to the demon. He's mad, stark raving mad, and someone has to stop him." The town elders approached us, saying, "You must help us." According to the legend, the demon will make a Faustian deal with a mortal. The agreement will award the traitor untold riches, while the demon will claim the souls of all the townsfolk. He must be stopped. Without delay, Martin, Breezy, and I made preparations to depart, and we left the town just as the sun was slipping beneath the horizon. This would mean traveling after nightfall, but the circumstances left us little choice. Pillows of dark clouds had formed over the town, and peals of lightning and thunder ripped across the sky. The townspeople went in a panic, as they believed these signs to be dark omens of things to come.
Good evening, and welcome to the Solo Gamers Club. Tonight I'll be continuing with my playthrough of Shadows of Brimstone. This is Episode 5, Season 3, and it's entitled The Demon of Tarrach's Peak. Okay, it's the evening of February 24th, 1884. The posse has mounted up and they're heading out towards Tarrach's Peak. So we're going to be traveling from Woods End along a brown path towards Tarrach's Peak. We're at our overland travel board. We've selected our travel path. It's a light brown trail. It's a recognized trail. We're going to select Martin as the guide today. Lanny is carrying 7 points of sanity damage, so I don't want to add to any of her troubles if we can help it. So Lanny and Breezy will be following behind. Okay, Martin is going to select his travel pace. He's going to select Forced March. And from a thematic standpoint, it makes sense. If you read through the mission that we're going to be undertaking, that dark deal, the posse is definitely under time pressure based on that mission. So I think it would make sense thematically that they would be riding to Tarrach's Peak as quickly as possible. So with a Forced March selection, we're going to be having to consume one ration to keep the posse in supply. So Lenny's going to donate one of those. That'll keep the posse in supply. Now we're going to make our overland travel roll. We'll be using the light brown column. We're going to gain +1 for being mounted. All members are mounted, but we're going to lose 1 for the Forced March, so we'll have no modifier to this roll. It's going to be a D8 roll, and that will tell us how many hazards we'll have to face. Okay, here is the roll. We rolled a 1. Okay, so that is going to be 2 travel hazards, but also a natural 1 is rolled. We're going to have to check for active mission completions on the campaign map. All right, we'll do that right now. Okay, we're going to make a mission completion roll for each of the active missions on the map. And since we're using a Forced March, it's going to be a D8 roll. On a roll of 1, the mission is completed by others. We'll start out with checking the mission we're going to, the Caverns of Cinder mission, Dark Deal. On a roll of 1 on the D8, it's going to have been completed by someone else. Okay, here's the roll. We rolled a 6, so that one's all right. We'll check the Hellfire Succubi mission in Clayton Ravine. That's Shadow and Flame. That one's all right. Now we'll check Swamps of Death mission, Night of the Dead in Scroggs Bog. That's a 3, that's okay. And then finally the Crimson Hand mission up in North Sierra Magellans. That's the Black Ritual. And that one is all right. So we've survived all those checks, and there's no change to the missions on the campaign map. That's good. All right, we're going to have to make our hazard rolls. We'll be using a D100 for that. And the red die is going to be the 10s, and the white is the singles. Okay, so this is our first of 2 hazards. Okay, we rolled a 36. We'll see what that is. Okay, 36 reads Swarm of Locusts. On the horizon, you notice an unusual black cloud that seems to be moving from side to side. As you travel, the cloud drifts closer and closer to you. Soon after, you learn that it wasn't a cloud after all. It's a massive swarm of locusts. Within minutes, the posse is engulfed by the horde. The swarm is so thick that they block out the sun, and the posse loses its sense of direction. You have no choice other than to build a fire, throwing a tarp over you, and camping down for the rest of the day. The posse is unable to move during this travel cycle. Leave the posse marker on the selected path of the campaign map. You may continue your overland movement during the next travel cycle. In addition, the experience of being surrounded by millions of buzzing insects is disturbing to the mind. All heroes must test willpower. If you fail, the buzzing insect hordes takes a toll on your sanity. Permanently reduce your sanity by 1. Okay. All right, each hero is going to test their willpower, and we'll see what happens. We'll start with the guide. That'll be Martin. He has a willpower of 4. He does have the bear claw, which allows him to a single reroll of a willpower roll. Okay, here's his roll. He rolled a 6, so Martin is okay. No damage to him. We'll go with Lanny now. She also has a willpower of 4. And she rolled a 3. Okay, so that's a failure. So she's going to permanently reduce her sanity by 1. That'll move her from 12 down to 11. And then finally, Breezy. Breezy has a 4+ willpower. He's okay. So Lanny's the only victim of that. We're going to reduce her sanity level from 12 to 11. And then we still have one more hazard to resolve. Okay, we'll make our next D100 roll for the second hazard. This time it's 98. Okay, let's look that up in the book. Okay, hazard 98 reads, Strange lights on the horizon. After dark, the posse is awakened by strange glowing lights on the horizon. Each posse member must make a Spirit 5+ test. If passed, you rebuke the lights and they have no effect on you. If failed, your mind is corrupted by the dancing orbs. Permanently lose 2 sanity. Whoa. All right, well, we'll start out with the spirit check for Martin. Martin's spirit is a 2. All right. He'll get to roll 2 dice, and we're looking for a 5 or better. And he passed that, no problem. Okay, we'll go to Lanny now. Lanny's spirit is a 3. So we'll give her 3 dice. And she passed, so that's good. Now all we have left is Breezy. Now Breezy has a skill of 1 in every category, so he's only going to get 1 die. Okay, here is his roll. And I got to get that in the box. And he failed, so that's going to permanently reduce his sanity level from 6 down to 4. That's unfortunate. All right, that completes all of the hazards, and we'll move on to our heal and use abilities step. Okay, the only character that is carrying any wound damage is Lanny. She has 1 wound out of 12 health, and she's carrying 7 sanity damage out of 11 total sanity. So first thing she's going to do is you get that standard healing while on the road. That's an even die roll. On an even die roll, you're able to heal 1 point. So we'll start with that, see if she can heal a point with that. It's an odd number, so nothing there. What I will have her do is she's going to spend one of her whiskey tokens, and that'll allow her to heal D6 sanity damage. And she rolled a 2, so that's going to heal 2 sanity damage. That'll bring her down to a 5. And she's going to use her spirit guide. Now her spirit guide allows her to spend a side bake token without having to exhaust it. So she used the whiskey bottle, but she's able to get that back, and it's a one-time use during an adventure. So she'll spend that spirit guide, And then that will replace the whiskey bottle into her side bag. All right, that will complete that travel cycle. Now, due to that travel hazard we had, it requires us to do another travel cycle in order to reach Tarrach's Peak. So we're going to have to redo this whole step once again. So we're still on the same travel path. That's a light brown. The guide will remain as Martin, and he's going to stay with the forced march pace. So we'll continue with that. We'll have to spend one more ration to remain in supply. So Lanny will donate another one. And now we're going to make our overland travel roll. And as before, we're getting a +1 modifier and a -1 modifier. So it'll be a straight up D8 roll. And we're on the light brown column. And we rolled a 3. So we're going to have to resolve 2 more travel hazards for this cycle. All right, we'll do a D100 roll and consult our hazard table. Here's the first of 2. We rolled a 42. Okay, we'll look that up. All right, hazard 42 reads, Harbinger of Doom. As you travel across a bleak and desolate landscape, your mind is turned toward apathy and the apparent hopelessness of your situation. You ask yourself, how could I ever hope to defeat all this evil? All heroes take 1 sanity damage. Then each hero must test willpower. If failed, they take an additional D6 sanity damage, ignoring willpower. Oh, that is not good. All right, we'll start out with everyone is going to take a sanity damage. Okay, Martin has 1 sanity damage out of 10 capacity. Lanny is at 6 out of a possible 11, and Breezy is at 1 out of a possible 4. Okay, so now we're going to have to make our will tests to see if we have additional damage from this. First one is going to be Martin. He has a willpower of 4, and he does have the bear claw, which he can use to re-roll once. Okay, he failed that. He's going to use his bear claw, and that will allow him to re-roll any single willpower roll. He failed. Okay, so he's going to take D6 sanity damage, ignoring willpower. And he's going to take a total of 2. So that's going to make his sanity damage at 3 out of a possible 10. All right. And now we're going to check Lanny. She has a willpower of 4. And hopefully she can pass this. Here's the roll. She rolled a 3, so that's a failure. And she's going to be taking D6 sanity damage. Her capacity is at 11. So, all right, we'll have to do that. Hopefully she rolls not a 5 or 6. Here's the roll. She rolled a 3. Okay, so that's going to bring her sanity damage up to a total of 9 out of a possible 11. And now Breezy is going to be up. He needs to pass a willpower test. He's at 4. Okay, here's his roll. He did pass it. Okay, so that's good. All right, we've completed our first hazard out of the 2, and we'll do our second hazard now. Okay, here's our D100 roll for our second hazard. And we rolled an 84. Okay, we'll look that up. Okay, 84 reads, Indian Curse. Accidentally wandering into a sacred Indian burial ground, you realize too late the folly of what you have done. Every hero immediately takes 3 horror hits for each mutation, corruption, and darkstone they currently have, as they are terrorized by the vengeful spirits of the dead. All right, Martin is the only one that has any mutation, corruption, or darkstone. He has 3 corruption. So that means he's going to take 3 horror hits for each of those. That's a total of 9. 9 horror hits, of which he'll be able to use his willpower to defend against. The other 2 characters, Lanny and Breezy, don't have any, so they won't have to worry about this. But we're going to have to make a 9d6 roll, and on a 4 or greater, he will have passed, will not have to take any sanity damage. All right, so he's got 9 sanity damage right now, and we're going to be able to use our willpower to hopefully stop some of this. Okay, here's the roll. All right, we were able to stop 5 of them. So that means that Martin is going to take 4 sanity damage. That will bring his sanity damage up to a total of 7. So he's 7 out of 10 sanity damage. Wow. Yeah, it was unfortunate. All of those hazards tended to deal with sanity damage, so we were hit quite hard on that trip. All right, now the last step. Now we've resolved all of our hazards, and we're going to be arriving at Tarrach's Peak. Last chance is to heal and use abilities. So we'll start out with Martin, and he's going to make his roll. On an even result, he can heal 1 point of damage of his choice. He rolled odd, so nothing there. Well, I think Lanny is going to give him one of her whiskey bottles. She has 2 of them, and he's going to use that and heal D6 sanity damage. Okay, here's his roll for the whiskey. 1. Okay, so he healed 1 sanity damage. He'll be carrying a total of 6 out of 10. Oh boy. All right, now Lanny gets a chance to roll for healing. Odd or even. If it's even, she heals 1 point. It's odd. And she's also going to spend a whiskey, and she'll heal D6 sanity damage. Hopefully we can roll a little bit better than a 1. Okay. Rolled a 5. That's good. All right, that's going to reduce her sanity damage now down to 4 out of 11. All right, now finally Breezy. Breezy is going to roll for healing. On an even result, he can heal sanity. And he did. Okay, so that brings him, he has no sanity or wound damage. And we arrive at Tarrach's Peak. All right, so our posse has moved from Woods End to Tarrach's Peak. And there they are going to undertake the Caverns of Cinder mission Dark Deal. All right, the posse has arrived at Tarrach's Peak, and we're going to be undertaking the Caverns of Cinder mission number 3, Dark Deal. It says, as the sun sets, dark clouds swirl over the town and lightning strikes all around. A local farm boy, out of breath from running, shouts that one of the locals has gone mad and run off into the mine. He's making a deal. He's selling us all out to some demon so he can get rich. Okay, as a part of the setup, the mission starts as a standard setup, but they're going to start using the night mine entrance. So that's what we're using. It's slightly shorter than a standard mine entrance. And our mission goal is going to be one of the local frontier folk has betrayed his neighbors, selling them out to the Cinder Demon for wealth and power. The heroes are searching for the traitor's campsite down in the mines to try to prevent his demonic dark deal from going through before it's too late. Roll a d6 to determine which town person has betrayed his neighbors. All right, I've already done that, and I've determined it's going to be the local dock. The special rules will be no gates. No gates will be found in this mission. Anytime a gate would be placed, instead place a normal door. Then there's a special rule called fast darkness. Whenever the darkness moves forward on the depth track, because of the hold back the darkness rule was failed, it moves 1 extra space. So I made a little note for myself, fast darkness, to remind me that that'll be moving up 2 spaces every time we fail that. And our objective is to find the campsite. When the hero posse marker reaches the space marked 11 on the depth track, the heroes have found the door leading to the objective room. All right, so our mission is to try to get to that depth 11 for the posse. I've made a roll to check on the mission theme table to see if we will have a theme associated with this mission, and I ended up rolling no specified theme, so we'll be using the mission exactly as it's written. Then I've rolled for an associated threat table, and it resolved to be combined. So that's, in essence, we're using the standard threat decks. All right, so we're ready to begin. The posse definitely has some sanity damage, which we're going to have to be careful with. We've exhausted all of our whiskey that we have. So hopefully something will present itself that will allow us to heal that. We'll start out with a hold back the darkness roll. And as we've stated earlier, this is fast darkness, so every time we fail this, the darkness marker is going to move forward 2 spaces, so this could go extremely quick if we are unlucky with our rolls. Okay, here is the first roll. We rolled a 9. Okay, so we're good. We're in that 7+ range. And now each of the heroes are going to activate in order. The order will be Martin with an initiative of 4, Lanny with an initiative of 3, and Breezy with an initiative of 2. We'll start out with Martin. Okay, here's his movement roll. Rolls a 6. Okay, he's going to move forward into the door and he's going to take a look down the doorway. So he'll move 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we'll have him take a look down there and he's going to draw a map deck card. All right, and that's revealed to be a forked path. It has one advanced encounter called Which Way? All right, we'll get that out and set that up. All right, we've got our forked path laid out. There will be one advanced encounter, that's the Which Way. That'll move us down the track to 15. We got to get to 11. And then we'll place an exploration token on that tile. We'll give that a cut and place that token on the tile. All right, now we'll continue on. That completes Martin's turn. We'll go to Lanny. She's going to roll for movement. She rolls a 6. Okay, well, we'll have her just kind of form a block there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Have her move up 4. And considering the nature of this mission, with time being of the essence, I'm not going to complicate this by doing scavenging, I think. I'm going to try to see if I can complete this mission. Incidentally, one thing I should point out is the failure conditions of this mission. It says failure. If the heroes fail the mission, the demonic creature escapes, destroying the town. So that means that the town of Wood's End will be destroyed if we fail this mission. So we definitely have to put all hands on deck for this and try to complete this. Our reward would be each hero gains 50 XP and D6 times $100. So we're definitely going to have to work as hard as we can to try to complete this. All right, that is Lanny's turn. And now finally we have Breezy. Now Breezy, being a henchman, has a fixed movement rate. His is 4, so he'll be moving up 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, all the heroes have gone, and now we're going to see what our exploration token has to say. And this one is, it's got 1 door and there's 2 encounters. All right, let's find out where the door is. We're going to make a roll, and then the result of that will tell us the door location. Okay. We rolled a 6, so the door is going to be to the south. We'll put an end cap on the north and a door to the south. All right, and then that exploration token indicated there will be 2 additional encounter cards that we'll have to resolve, so we'll have to resolve those 3. I'm going to take a look at those and get an order in which I want to resolve those, and then we'll go through those. All right, our first one is going to be the Which Way, and it says Encounter, Environment, Lost. The mine shaft splits off in 2 directions here. Down one path you hear sounds of screams and roaring. Down the other you see the reflection of flickering lights and the smell of suffering. This map tile has exactly 2 exit doors. Select 2 door positions randomly, noting one as left and one as right. And ignore any doors or gates listed on the exploration token. All right, so then that means that what was a capped door is actually going to be a door. So we'll get a door for that. All right, we'll designate the north door as the left door and the south door as the right door, and we'll continue reading. While exploring the path on the left, the next threat card you draw is 1 threat level higher than normal. While exploring the path to the right, the next exploration token revealed adds D3 growing dread cards to the stack and is considered to have a gate icon in place of any other doors. All right, so those are our choices. All right, so we're going to leave that one out so that we can reference that. Next card is going to be Sign of the Dark Omen, Encounter Active Omen. An icy wind blows through the chamber, flickering the candles set out on a makeshift altar along the walls. Black feathers and skulls adorned with beads and painted markings are piled around the room. Dark tidings of things to come. Okay, this is going to be a Spirit 5 test for all heroes. If passed, gain 25 XP, and you may use 1 grit to cancel a Growing Dread card from the top of the stack, or as it is played this turn. If failed, add a Growing Dread card to the top of the stack. All right, each character is going to have to make this roll, and we'll be potentially adding those Growing Dread cards. That could be not so good. We'll start out with Martin. His Spirit is a 2, so he'll be able to roll 2 dice, and hopefully he can pass this. Here's the roll. He failed. All right. Well, we're going to have to add a Growing Dread card to the stack then. Okay, that's our first Growing Dread card. Now we're going to continue on with Lanny. Lanny has a Spirit of 3, so she'll be able to roll 3 dice for this test. Here's the roll. She passed. She's got a 6, so she's going to earn 25 XP. All right. All right, that brings her XP total up to 150. Now finally, Breezy is going to roll. He has a skill value of 1 for all skills, so this will be a tough one for him. And he failed, so we'll be adding a second Growing Dread card. And that's number 2. Okay, and that completes that encounter. And our last one is called Smuggler's Trap. Encounter, active, outlaw, trap. Stepping into the room, you realize only too late that the soft tug on your leg was a tripwire, snapping. All right, all players are going to have to make a Luck 6+ test. If passed, they're going to gain 30 XP. If failed, they're going to take D6 wounds, ignoring defense, as a series of explosions go off in the walls. All right, that's going to be a tough one. I'll start out with Martin. He has a luck value of 3, and he does have 1 grit token. Okay, here is the roll. He failed. All right, I guess I'm going to have to spend that grit token because that potentially that's pretty bad. Taking D6 wounds with ignoring defense. I guess we'll try it. It's not a great odds on it. 1 in 6 for each of the dice, but we'll have him spend a grit, and I'll have him re-roll it. Okay, we'll re-roll the one in the box. And no, he failed. So he's going to take D6 wounds, no defense. Okay, Martin is going to take 5 wounds. 5 out of his possible 10 are used up already. Oh boy. Yeah, it was probably a mistake burning that grit token, but well. All right, now Lanny is up. Lanny has a luck value of 1. So she's going to only be able to roll 1 dice, a 1 in 6 chance. She failed. So, okay, we're just going to accept it, and I'll have her take D6 wounds, ignoring defense. She rolled a 2, so that brings her wound total up to 3 out of a possible 12. And now it's Breezy's turn. Breezy has a skill of 1, so he's only got a 1 in 6 of passing this. Here we go. He rolled a 1. That's a failure. So he's going to take D6 wounds without defense. Okay. He rolled a 5, so he's got 5 out of his 6 health has been consumed already. Well, we're just getting beat up here before the mission has even started. All right, then the card says, then, roll a d6 for every unexplored doorway in the mines. On a roll of 1 or 2, that exit is blocked by falling debris from the trap. Place an end token on the exit. If there are now no open doorways on the board, the heroes may move the darkness D3 plus 1 spaces forward on the depth track to choose any one end cap to remove, clearing a path. Wow. Okay, so I guess we're going to have to do that. We'll make a roll for each of the doorways. On a 1 or 2, it's going to be collapsed. Okay, here we go. We'll try the north one first. Okay, we rolled a 3, so that one's all right. And now the southerly doorway. is okay. So both doorways did not collapse, and that's going to complete this last encounter. And that is going to be the end of the round. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to use any bandages I have right now and try to heal some of the most badly damaged characters right now. I think Martin is going to spend one of his bandages on himself. That will allow him to heal D6 wound damage. Okay, here's his roll. He rolled a 6, so that'll fully heal him from wound damage at least. He's still carrying 6 sanity damage, but at least that helped that way. And then Lanny is going to spend one of her bandages to heal Breezy. And we'll see how much wound damage we can have Breezy heal here. Okay, here's the roll. A 3. Okay, so he's going to heal 3 of that. That'll leave him with 2 wound damage out of a possible 6 health. All right, incidentally, Lanny does have an ability called Home Remedies. It says she can use 1 grit to heal D6 wounds from yourself or another hero on your map tile. So if we have to, she could use that capability, I suppose. We're really getting hit here early in the mission. Okay, we're going to continue on. I'll clean up our counters that we have on the board, and then we'll start a new round. Okay, we're going to roll to hold back the darkness. Okay, we rolled a 9, so we're okay with that. And now we're going to activate in order, and we'll start with Martin. We're going to have to decide if we want to go left or right, depending upon that encounter card. And I'm kind of leaning to going to the right, where we're going to get D3 growing dread cards, rather than the next threat we would have would be a threat higher than normal. So I think we're going to take the path of least resistance. I'll try the growing dread card method. So we're going to take the path to the right. So Martin is going to roll for movement. I hope we can get some grit back. He rolled a 6. Okay, so we'll have him move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. He'll head to that doorway, and he'll have a look down there and see what he sees. All right, and that map card is revealed to be a mid-passage, no exploration token. Okay, we'll advance our track down 1. We're at 14 now. We need to get to 11. All right, we've readjusted our camera. We've got the mid-passage in there. There's no exploration token on that tile. And we'll continue on with our movement now. We'll activate Lanny. She'll roll for movement. And she rolls a 3. So we'll have her move there. 1, 2, 3. And she can scavenge, I guess. I could do that. We're in such bad shape, though, I don't want to risk any more unnecessary wound damage. So I think we'll just forego that for the time being. And then Breezy is going to go. He has a movement of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that will end the round, and we'll start a new Hold Back the Darkness roll. Okay, we rolled double 6s. That is going to be a mind depth event. All right, and that reads Stubborn Resolve. This place is horrible and unforgiving, but you're not about to give up without a fight. Each hero may immediately heal D6 wounds or sanity, any mix, or recover 1 grit. KO'd heroes may immediately recover, rolling for their injury and madness and healing 2d6 wounds or sanity, any mix, as normal for recovering. Well, that's fantastic. All right, that's great. We'll start out with a roll for Martin. He's going to try to heal some sanity damage. D6 wounds or sanity. Okay, here's his roll. He rolled a 6. That'll heal all of his sanity damage. That is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. All right, now Lanny is going to roll, and she'll get a D6 for sanity or health recovery. She rolls a 6. Oh, that's great. All right, she is going to heal a total of 4 sanity damage and 2 wounds. That'll leave her with a total of only 1 wound damage out of a possible 12 health. And now finally, Breezy. Breezy's going to make a roll. He is currently holding 2 wound damage. And he heals both of those. That's absolutely fantastic. That was as good as we could hope for. All right, that is going to end. That's the end of that depth event. Now we will activate in order. We'll start out with Martin. Okay, here's his roll. He rolls a 4, so he's going to move ahead 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he can take a look through that passageway and see what he sees. All right, and Martin sees through there a storage room. It has an advanced encounter called Dusty Crates. Okay, we'll reposition the map and get those tiles out. All right, that is our storage room. It has an advanced encounter called Dusty Crates, so we'll deal with that when time comes. We'll place an exploration counter on that tile. And then we'll continue on with our turn, and Lanny is going to roll for movement. She rolls a 2. Okay, we'll have her move ahead to 1, 2. And then finally, Breezy is going to go, and he'll move 4. He's got a movement of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and now we are going to find out what that exploration token is now. Our total depth now is 1, 2, 3. So this is our third. 1, 2, 3. We're at 13 now. We need to get to 11. All right, let's see what that exploration token is. That one is an attack. There's 2 doors, and it is a clue icon. Interesting, which doesn't really help in this mission, but all right, so there's 2 doors out of 3 possible passages. We'll make a roll to find out where the end cap goes. All right, this will tell us where the end cap is going to go. Rolled a 4, so that's going to be, I'll line that the right way. That'll be this southern part is going to be capped. The other 2 will be doors. All right, we laid that out. So the doors will be to the east and to the west. South is capped, and now we're going to have to undergo an attack, so we'll get out our low threat deck and draw a card. Before we do that, though, we have to determine this which way card that we used, and that one was we went to the right. So it says, while exploring a path on the right, the next exploration token revealed adds D3 growing dread cards to the stack. All right. So we're going to do that, and we'll roll a D3 and see how many growing dread cards we're going to add. Okay, here's the roll. 1. Okay, so we're going to add 1 growing dread. That's going to be our 3rd already, believe it or not. So we'll add a 3rd growing dread card. Okay, there's our 3rd card, and now we're going to be drawing a low threat card to see what we've got in this mind space. So there's our low threat deck. We're going to give that a cut and see what we get. And that's revealed to be a peril die of bandits. All right, we'll get a peril die out and see how many bandits we're going to face. Okay, here's the roll. 3. Okay, so we're going to be facing 3 bandits. I'll lay those out and we'll start our first combat. All right, I've readjusted our screen a little bit. This is the bandit models that we're going to be using. Okay. All right, and now we are ready to start that combat. All right, I'm going to try to keep these videos to within 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So I think rather than starting the combat right now, I'm going to delay that for the next video. That'll give me some time to kind of study this a little bit as well. I'm going to bring up that bandits card on the screen so you can take a look at their capabilities. They have those bandit pistols and hail of bullets ability. So I want to study this a little bit and see how we're going to work this out. There is some tactical issues. We have a cutout here that is not going to allow shots to go through. So this might be kind of an interesting thing tactically on how we're going to handle this. All right, well, I think we're going to, like I said, we'll end the video here. and I'll bring up the current statistics of all of our heroes so we can get a good grasp of what's going to be happening. And I hope to see you at the Solo Gamers Club for our next video. Thanks very much for joining me, and have a pleasant evening.